So we don't remember meeting. We went to college together and we were in the same friends group. We worked at the same place. One of my favorites was when we were in school. We at some point started joking about being husband and wife, and it just like stuck and caught on. Our friends, I would show up to parties and people would be like, "Oh, is your husband coming?" And like I would just know that they were talking about Joe. Now, 10 years later, here we are. A couple of years ago, we were out dancing at the Dueling Piano Bar downtown. We were tearing up the dance floor to some, what I can only assume were Disney songs. And Joe took that moment in the middle of Broadway to let me know that he liked me and had feelings for me. And I was horrified. I was not here for it. And I remember going back and talking to my best friend later and was like, "Kim, Joe told me that he liked me." And she was like, "Yes, we know." And I was like, am I the last one to know this? And she was like, "Yeah, he's liked you for a long time." And I was like, huh, okay. Still not into it. And here we are.
Persistence. We would go to dinner or lunch frequently just because we both worked downtown and we would hang out. And then we went to like a nice dinner and dressed up and ended up like holding hands and, you know, things that if you're an intelligent person seem obvious that, oh, this is a date. But I don't like to assume things, so I didn't think that it was a date. And didn't think that the next 4 times we hung out in date type scenarios were dates either, really. It took about 4 weeks, I'm told. Is that right? For
Yeah.
me to actually figure it out.
Yeah, I had to tell him. I had to tell him that we'd been on a couple of dates over the course of the last like 3 weeks.
We already liked each other. I mean, I obviously already liked you. So I went from that to like pretty much fully committed because I'm all in or all out, and I was all in.
So Rocky came to me about 2 years ago as an accident. I was adamant that I was not going to adopt him. I was so adamant I let my niece, who was 4 at the time, name him. She called me and was like, "Can we call him Rocky?" And I was like, "Well, I'm not keeping him. Sure, like I don't care. Call him whatever you want." And now here he is. Rocky is a mess, like very much so.
The best kind.
But he's the handsomest puppy dog in the whole world.
So I went out and got a bunch of flowers and candles, and I was gonna set everything up, and when she got home from work, she was gonna walk in and see signs pointing her to the office where she first told me she loved me. And then I would just be in there with Rocky and ask her to marry me. What happened was that I started setting everything up, and then she called me on her way home from work and said, "Hey, you want to take the dogs for a walk when I get home?" It's like, let me just blow out the candle, and sure, yeah, we can do that. So I put everything away, hid it, shut the door to the office, hoping she wouldn't go in there because there was still a lot of flowers in there. And we took the dogs for a walk, then got back. She jumped in the shower. I set everything up again, kind of called an audible and put one candle on the bathroom sink and then wrote on the mirror, "Jodi, come to the office, love, Joe." And so I shut the bedroom door with Rocky in there with her.
And then I got out and saw that he had written on the mirror. And when I saw that on the mirror with the one candle, I was like, okay, this is gonna happen. And I was like, "Rocky, are you ready, buddy?"
And so she came in with Rocky Dog, and I said some sweet things. Honestly, I have no idea what I said, but I got down on a knee, pulled the ring out of my pocket, and then Rocky licked my hand. I became flustered, and I said, "Rocky, would it be okay if I married your mom?" Instead of asking her, and he still hasn't said anything. So we're technically, I guess, we're not engaged.
Things are very tense in the house right now while we wait for Rocky's reply.
Yeah. So we're waiting on that. When he learns to speak is when we'll actually be able to actually get married.
Lock this down. Joe loves fully. He doesn't hold back, and he loves unconditionally. And it's just, I don't feel that kind of love from many people, and I think it's special. He's okay with me just as I am, and sometimes that means that I'm angry, and sometimes that means I'm frustrated, and sometimes that means I'm really weird, and he loves me and cares for me in each of those times.
My favorite part of Jodi is how willing she is to accept the person that I am. I'm not always the easiest to get along with, but she's very, very accepting of me, and she loves me for who I am, and I love that.
I am most excited about having someone to go through life with. I think that we share something special, and I think that our relationship is fun and exciting and easy.
It was unreal. Honestly, it's not one of those, it's just one of those things that, you know, you have those fantasies that go through your head, and it's like, oh yeah, that'd be pretty neat. That'd be really cool. And then they just don't happen.
I'm your fantasy.
It happened. I just didn't think that it would ever be in like the history of pipe dreams. That was the pipiest of all the pipe dreams.